Kyle Motormouth Jenkins here, welcoming you to our brand new YouTube channel. Hope that you'll come back and see every segment each and every week, and I will share preventative maintenance tips and regularly scheduled maintenance tips for your car. So whether you know a little bit about your car or absolutely nothing, this is the channel just for you, where I share over 35 years of experience as a qualified and licensed service technician with truck and coach, light truck and passenger vehicles. Come back and visit us and tell your friends, and we'll see you each and every week right here in the Car Connection Workshop on YouTube.
Hey, Car Connection fans and friends, thanks for joining us. We got one more episode to mow down on the chainsaw, and we're done. And I hope you get something out of that, because the whole purpose was to show you maintenance. The maintenance on any item I could find in my mini barn or in the shop here. Everything needs maintenance. This air receiver dryer for the compressor, the big behemoth over there, when that gets hooked up, this has to have maintenance. Otherwise we ruin the compressor. Even this grinding wheel, buffing wheel, it needs maintenance. We have to use the dresser to dress the grinding wheel, make sure it's flat. So I say that to say you've got to sell yourself out. And as I mentioned in episode 3, this is episode 4. We're going to wrap up this chainsaw. I'm not going to be needing it till probably spring, unless one of my friends that's a tree trimmer calls and says, hey, Motormouth, can you go over to our wood lot and cut up some limb wood? Then I'll take this little fella to do it. It's ready. The chain's all sharpened. I didn't show you that part because I know that the armchair warriors just love to pick that apart. So again, if you do things your way and you like it, just continue to do that, because you will not hurt my feeling. Trust me, you will not hurt my feeling. There's so many techniques out there on sharpening a saw, and as I mentioned in episode 3, some online YouTube influencers you may want to check out is Buck and Billy Ray. He's fabulous at showing you how to cut your chain properly by hand. And Chris in the woodlot, he puts a new video out every 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 a.m. every single day. And he makes a living off of cutting and selling firewood. He gives you some really good tips on how to cure and season your firewood properly, how to stack it. He gives you tons. I got a ton. In fact, what's the word I'm looking for? A plethora of knowledge from Chris in the Woodyard. And Chicanic, she helps you to diagnose and fix your equipment. So maintenance, 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 maintenance. You've got to be willing to sell out to preventative maintenance. This chain, this saw does not last a lifetime. It can last a weekend, and I've lent a chainsaw out and got it back in a milk crate. And I had just spent $400 to have it serviced and set up, new chain, new guide, the whole 9 yards. I got it back in pieces. Yeah, and the person says, what a piece of crap. And I go, well, it didn't leave in a milk crate in pieces. So anyways, we're here. The chain's sharpened. I'm going to get Skippy just to move in on the chain a little bit so I can just show you what I've done there. And I'm going to show you the tools I use. And I'm not even going to tell you in what order I use them and when I use them. I decide what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it when I look at the chain and I look at the next link, which isn't like the one before or the one after that one. Then I fix it. So I have since started using this tool from Stihl. Wow, I guess this chain is tight and is sharp. That's what it should do. There you go, I'm leaking. I didn't really believe in it at first until I got one, and I really like it, and I'm still learning how to use it. And there are videos. There's still steel. Some say steel, some say still. Whatever way you say it, I'm good with it. I say Husqvarna, and most say Husk or Husqvarna. But if you talk to someone from Sweden, it's Husqvarna. So there you go, whatever. So do not go online on the Jungle website and buy the offshore version. You will not be happy. This is an investment. It's like 60 some odd bucks, but I'll tell you what, it's amazing when you get used to it because it does three things in one, which is what I like. But in some cases, when I'm sharpening, I'll go back to manual. And so what happens is it's got arrows. I'm not going to get right into it because you need to go on YouTube and watch the steel demonstration on this tool because it helps to keep you in line with your chain. And see, that's not correct. See where the arrow is? I'm on that tooth. It's not correct, so you got to flip it. It's got to go this way. Now you're correct. It's correct. It's in the right position. So you're filing, and you're also in this file, you're filing your rakers at the same time. That's probably, there's no raker there because that's a double chain. So we'll find one right here. There we go, right there. There's a raker. There's a raker. So it's filing. What's cool is it's filing your rakers at the same time. How cool is that? That is super cool. And so the lines here, you know that that's the angle you're chopping your tooth on. So you just keep that, and that's showing you the arrow, right? There's an arrow here. It's kind of dirty, I'm sorry, but it is. It's dirty. So you're just going to slide it across the tooth. So this file is going to file your rakers. That's the things that look like a shark fin. And it's important that those are filed. We're going to talk about that for about a minute. And that you're filing and getting the gullet. And that's what you'll learn from Billy, Buck and Billy. I use this to, after many years of cutting wood, to train myself. I don't like it. It's goofy. But if you're just learning, see, it's showing you a 30 and a 30. So if you're in trying to file the wrong one, the wrong tooth, because they turn angles, right? This one's going that way, that one's going this way. So I'll show you that in a minute. So you get your file in there, and now you know, see this line? That's your 30. Line that up with your chain. You've got to be stroking the tooth on 30 degrees. So this holds your file steady for you. And don't go get rammy, but learn to just cut your teeth on your chain slow till you get used to it. And it takes a little while. You don't need to be the speed demon. What you need is you want your chain to be nice and sharp so the saw is not overworking itself. And you'll see a wake of shavings coming out towards your legs if the thing is working and it's working easy. So this taught me how to keep that angle. So now we go to a tooth that's faced the other way. And that's what this taught me. See, same thing. So now we're switching. Now we're using that line because the tooth is going that way. So we got one going this way, one going that way, and they alternate. But look at them because it's how the chain's put together. So you'll see a black mark here. I mark usually with blue, but I didn't have my blue marker, so I paint the whole tooth. That's my starting tooth when I'm sharpening. So when that comes back around, I know I've been there, and I can usually tell. So again, this will teach you this way. There's the line. That tooth this way. So when you're sharpening, have your saw in a vise. I've rigged up a vise that goes in my trailer hitch on my truck, and it works very good. I get a favorite log, and I sit on the log, and before I gas and everything, I just touch up my chain. So again, this will teach you. It's holding your file 30 degrees this way. Reverse it 30 degrees this way. And if you work with that for a while, you'll get the feel of how much effort it takes to clean up the teeth. Now, what do we got next? What did I do with that? It's supposed to be here somewheres. Yeah, I want to show you. So I will also, if the gullet is right in here, and Billy Ray, Buck and Billy Ray is big on that, and that's what I was my takeaway, was right in here. This is the gullet. You got to make sure that that's sharp in there. And it's not just, you're not just cutting on the tooth itself. You're cutting with the whole blade, not part of it. So you got to make sure that that is nice and carved out. So when I get one that's not quite right, I get my file and I do it by hand. And I just stroke and I turn. Stroke and turn. I don't sharpen on the way back. I sharpen on the way in, and then I turn, and then I turn, and then I turn. You see how that tooth is nice and shiny? That is sharp as sharp. That's the gullet. You got to make sure you get into there in order to have a really sharp tooth up here. And then it goes right to a point here. And you know what? I learned that from Bucking Billy Ray. He's a really good teacher when it comes to filing your saw and not listening to all that outside freaking armchair warrior noise. You got to learn it your way and what works for you, and get the chain tight and right, and get the teeth right, that you've cut them and you've cut them well. It may not happen the first time round. It might be, it's not cutting too bad. But it'll come along once you keep working on it. You just keep working on it, and you work on your method. Because every dog, every bone out there wants to throw their 2 cents worth in. Don't listen. Find your path and go with it, what you're comfortable with. But check out Billy Ray, Bucking Billy Ray. He knows what he's doing, and he has some great classes in his library to teach you. Now, the next thing you need to know is rakers. Okay, a raker is these pointed ones. Right here, here's a good example right there. Right there. That's a raker. If they're higher than your tooth, then it lifts the cut off the wood and it'll bounce. It'll vibrate like this. Not like this, it'll vibrate like this. So what happens is it's holding, the raker's holding your chain off the wood and taking material away from the cutting edge. So you got to make sure. So here's a gauge. And this is how I started. But with the 3-in-1, it does the rakers all at the same time. So we're going to put that on a raker. And what we want to see is exactly what's happening there. Let me get a Peter pointer. Let me just get that so you can see this. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, this will help you. So this is the gauge tool. It's a raker gauge tool. And I got that as a kit with this to get started on doing my own chains properly. I was sharpening chains, but I learned some things. I wasn't doing it right. And now I do it right. And I do it the way I'm comfortable with. So we're going to put that on there, and the raker is right here. It's right where the red light is. So what should happen there is, we're up against the tooth, the raker's there, I shouldn't feel it. And if I do, then I take this flat file, see how that works right in there? I'm not touching the tooth, I'm touching the raker, I file it. And don't go crazy, you're just taking the top off of it. That's all you're doing, you're bringing it down, you're lowering it. So now, that's primo, that's perfect. Then you go to the next one. So mark your tooth, whichever one it is. Use a colored marker so you don't lose track, and then we go to the next one. There we go. The tooth is in the box. There's the raker right there. Feel it, and just run the flat file, and you can get this flat file in the kit as well. And this is a still file, just so you know. Steel. It is a steel, and that's all you do, just like that. Notice I'm not pulling back to file. We only file going forward. That's for machine shop. File going forward. Done. And that is very critical. 3 things. Get the tooth sharp. Get into the gullet. Get the cutting blade completely sharp. Make sure your rakers are down to size. Otherwise, it's just going to lift you up off the wood, and the cutter's not going to cut. Your saw is not going to perform well. Once you get used to it and you see how easy the saw works when the chain is sharp, it's crazy good. I mean, I was out in the wood lot. We got about 250 to 300 bush cords of hardwood to cut yet. and we're going to carry on through the winter this year. Once the ground's frozen, we've got about 50 or 60 logs cut, the smallest one being 21 inches, all the way up to 34 inches in diameter. So we've got wood sitting there that needs to be split now. But my pops was using the 391, and it was cutting through solid oak like butter all day. I cut for almost 6 hours, and it was crazy good. So this is all set up. It's ready to go. Just give me another few minutes here, Skippy, and I'll be all done. Wrap it up. This isn't secured yet, so push on these saws. See, this is your choke and your on and off. So bring that down. You can take this right out of the saddle very, very easily. So because it sits right in here and in here. There's 2 pins, 1 and 2. So we're ready. The filter's clean. The housing is clean here. I put some grease around it. We talked about that in episode 2. So I'm just going to watch this drop into where the pins should go in. Then grab my lever out of the way, and it should drop right in. Now, I'm learning this saw too, and it's pretty cool as I learn it. So now I take my scrunch, I turn the plug at the back, and it's on. So they put that up there. So now we're ready to fire it up. I've already gassed and oiled it. So, and some might say, well, why would you do that if not using it till spring? I run my saws every month. I fire them up, I take them outside, and I'll do half, and then the following week I'll do the other half. So I don't need to do that. If I were to store this for the winter, what I'm going to do is fill up my oil, and I'm going to dump the gas out of here, and I'm going to put all 2-stroke oil in here, and then I'm going to pull it over by hand and hold the throttle open just so that 2-stroke oil goes all through the carburetor. And in the spring, I'll dump that oil out into a clean container, which I have right here, that measures. I'll dump it all into here, then I'll mix it into, I use 40-1. That's my favorite flavor. I hear it already. Oh, it should be 51. A little birdie on the inside said, go 40-1. So there you go. So that's how I would store it, but I don't have to. I may end up going over and cutting some wood in a friend's woodlot. He's an arborist, and they're cutting trees all year round, and they get way too much wood. So in that case, I'm ready to go. I can go do some limbing. So let's see if we can get this thing to start now, and then I'll show you the oiler, and then we're done. So what I do is, another trick I learned this trick from Chicanic, is just to burp it. Don't pull it all the way over. You'll feel the compression. I usually do it about 10 times, or a week to 10 days. What that does is the piston's pulling a vacuum, and it's drawing the fuel through the carburetor. Okay, so now I'm going to press the throttle. I'm going to go to full choke. I start it with the brake off, and then I'll put it on there. So let's see what we get. It was out of fuel, so it might need a little bit more. I try not to run them out because they do have to, you got to bleed it through, and it does take a bit. There we go, back to normal. Now I move my choke up a hair bit. See how the chain stops? Watch, throttle. That's what you want. That's when the chain's tight enough. It should sit there and not run until you hit it. That's how I do it. If that continued to loop, it's not tight enough. So we'll just we'll let this warm up a little bit and then get the oil spraying out. There you go. See the streak? Starts about here. My oiler's working 100%. And if you look at the chain, bring it up here. You'll see it. It's wet. Chain is wet. This thing's ready to go. Ready to go to the bush at a moment's notice. So, want to go cut some pizza on the dining room table just for giggles? It's going to leave a mark. That's why they make furniture polish. So I hope you got something out of that. That's everything to do with maintenance on a vehicle is exactly the same as the maintenance on whatever it is. Please don't get sucked into the maintenance-free zone, because that costs every single one of you every year hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in listening to somebody. Oh, that doesn't need servicing. Oh, that's maintenance-free. Oh, that's lifetime warranty. It's lifetime. You know what? It's called ownership. If I were to buy like that MS391, it's got full warranty on it. So I'm just going to beat the crap out of it and then take it in when it doesn't work? You'll then find out what lifetime warranty is all about, and then there's pilot error. Pilot error. So till next time, don't forget to grab your Christmas merch on our website at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, ccbusnet.com. All the links for our YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, stevensvilleontheweb.ca, and our merch store is right on the home page of our website on the top right hand corner. So I'll always leave you a cookie crumb trail in the description of every video, in the description of every podcast I have on iHeart. I forgot about that one. iHeart is on there as well in the top right hand corner, and you can re-listen to podcasts through our archive section on our website. Jump into the merch store, pick what you like, color you like, size you like, put it in the shopping cart, pay for it securely online, and it gets shipped directly to you from Freedom Expressions. And we want to thank Total Freedom, Darien Center, New York, and Total Freedom Manitoba, Canada, for helping people get their lives back who are stuck in a horrible addiction. So there's help for you there. Thank you to Rainbow Motors in Scarborough, Ontario, Canada, for being our sales and service connection up in that area. So they have a small car lot. They can source vehicles for you if you're looking for something specific, but you can buy it, have it serviced there, all years, makes and models up to commercial vehicles. That's what Rita and Ramiz Shinu to take care of for us up in Scarborough. We have City Auto Sales and Leasing with Earl and Louise Grant, Toronto's GTA Premier Pre-Owned Auto Store. They sell no junk there. They do have a lot of inventory, but again, if you don't see what you're specifically looking for, let Earl and Louise use their resources to find that vehicle for you. So you can buy with confidence and be treated with nothing less than honesty and integrity. Clean vehicles, low mileage at fair prices. Thank you to our CFPs, Tony, Certified Financial Planning Professionals, Tony Miele and Larry Tetro. They're my own personal financial planners, and you'll want to connect with them if you have a portfolio where you need an estate plan, or you're battling the debt dragon, or you need a mortgage or life insurance or critical illness insurance. They're the fellows you want to sit with. You get a whole hour with them at no charge, complimentary. And to Crystal Ridge Dream Center, serving people, changing lives in the Niagara region. Till next time, have fun, keep it under 100, put the coffee on. It's time for me to come to your house. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. If you enjoyed the video, like I know you did, ring the notification bell.
Well, thank you for stopping by the Car Connection Workshop right here on YouTube. Don't forget to come back and join us for another segment. So like, share, tag, and follow, and ding that bell so that you don't miss a single edition of Car Connection. So till next time, keep it under 100 and put the coffee on, because we're coming to your house.